So let's find that comfortable seated position, wherever that may be for yourself. And if you're using oils today, put a drop or two in the palm of your hand just to start getting settled in for the practice. So I'm going to start with Citrus Bliss Blend, just a blend of citrus oils and vanilla, a nice calming yet uplifting oil. It actually smells like creamsicles. You guys remember those creamsicle ice cream bars? It's exactly what this smells like. So close your eyes. For using oils, draw in a breath or two. If you're not, that's absolutely fine. Settle in. Nice, comfortable seated position. Hands maybe on the lap or the knees. Now, this is our opportunity right now to get present. Release everything from the outside world that happened today, what's going to happen in the future, and come into the four corners of your mat. I want you to, in your mind, almost visualize that the whole room around you falls to darkness. And it's just like there's a spotlight on you and your mat. And all there is to focus on is you and your connection with your mind, body, and spirit. Tune in for a moment, noticing how you're feeling. How's the body? Is it feeling stiff? Is it sore? Does it feel okay? Are you jittery? Are you relaxed? Tune into your mind. Is it racing? Is it still making to-do lists? Or do you feel calm and able to come into the present moment quite quickly? And tune into your heart, to your spirit. Notice if you feel joy, fulfillment. And if not, just ask why. Now, today we're going to focus on giving gratitude to our bodies that allow us to move in any way we ask. Think about how you move your body and how great you feel when you do. Take a moment now to set your intention for the practice, allowing it to be focused around your body and the things you do to help keep it fit and strong. Now, on the next breath, you can keep your eyes closed if you wish, as we move into our first pose with butterfly. So we're just shifting slightly, taking those feet together, knees off to the side. Feel free to use a bolster under the knees if you feel like you need a little support underneath those knees. Every day is going to feel different. Notice how you feel today and honor your body in that space. Now, before we kind of come forward, I want you to think about sitting tall. So really draw the shoulders back and down. Just engage the muscles of the back for a moment, sitting really nice and tall. And once all the vertebrae are stacked, then from that position, slowly start to tilt the top of the pelvis forward, keeping those sit bones back as you lean into the pose. So if you feel like your hips are a little tucked under, you can also move the fleshy parts away from the sit bones so you can feel a little bit of a tilt there, forward tilt to the pelvis. Now, last time we focused on a journey through the different meridians and the different organs. And today we're going to stay focused on some of the organs as well. Specifically focusing on the kidney and urinary bladder meridian. So we know this meridian is related to the element of water. So I want you to focus in your mind's eye, just being either in or beside a beautiful body of water. As you continue to breathe, send your energy and your gratitude to the kidneys and the urinary bladder. Thanking the system for controlling the reproductive organs, the lower back health, urinary system, blood purification, and energetic vitality. Breathe strongly into the root and the sacral chakras, the first and second chakra. And the emotions of fear and wisdom. So I want you to take in a nice big inhale through the nose, drawing in wisdom. And a big exhale through the mouth, nice and strong, as you push out fear. So a nice big inhale, drawing in wisdom and peace. Then exhale, breathe out fear. And from here, you can go back into as many breaths of that as you wish, but when you're done, find a nice calm breath and settle in, maybe even a little deeper into the pose. Now, on the next breath, we're going to rise, taking the hands behind the back and just gently taking whatever movement you feel is going to feel the best for you right now, like the windshield wiper or any other thing, maybe even straightening the legs out and giving them a break. Now we're going to do butterfly, but now lying on our back. So you're going to move, bolster if you've got it. Especially in a lying butterfly, I really like having the bolster under my knees, so you might consider adding that. So feet together, knees to the side, and adjusting the bolster as you feel you need the support. So settle in on your back, allowing the breath to be calm and relaxed, finding that nice state of peace. Now, through the practice today, if you find your mind wandering at all, just bring it back to an anchor. Focus on a part of your body that we're working on opening. Maybe tune into the breath. Maybe visualize the chakras, the root and the sacral chakra. Orange and yellow colors. Or take yourself back to that body of water. Allowing the water to wash over you and your mind, cleanse you, allowing you to feel at peace. position. You can also breathe into the inner thighs, encourage those hips to open. Remembering we want to make sure we don't feel any pain or pressure in the joint. A little lengthening and tension in the muscles is okay. Draw the knees up to the center. Maybe hugging the knees in towards the chest just for a moment. And when you're ready, rolling off to the side or just coming straight up. Taking your bolster now and putting it behind the back. We're going to transition into fish pose. So bolster right into the low back, lying down onto the bolster. Legs can stay in butterfly if you're actually really liking that pose right now. Or if those legs need a break, just straighten the legs out. Just making sure that those legs are a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Now this is a beautiful pose for the kidney and urinary bladder. Your hands can lie on the belly or off to the side. Making any movements here that you feel you need before you settle into stillness. Just allowing your body to relax. Now as you lie here, I'm going to take you through where the meridian lies. So just as you're in your mind, kind of trace that line with me. Start at the little toe in each foot. Draw a line running through the sole, through the arch of the foot, and up the inside of the knees and legs. This line enters near the tailbone. It goes up along the longitudinal ligaments of the lower spine, so right along the spine, connecting internally with the bladder and the kidneys. It also moves externally over the abdomen and chest, while also internally flowing through the liver, the diaphragm, and the lungs. This line goes through the throat and ends at the root of the tongue. Both the kidney and the urinary bladder meridians often have several branches and run through the legs, both legs, and or arms. So essentially, think of this line of energy running through the body, allowing the flow of energy to heal every cell, tissue, and organ in your body. every breath, feeling just the gratitude you have for each breath. And for the organs that run without you having to think about it. Feeling your body heavy against the bolster. Completely relaxed and still. Just another couple of minutes here. Feeling the spine open. The ligaments and tendons around the vertebrae opening and lengthening to a normal size, to a healthy length. Releasing lower back pain, and tension, any stress. Slowly start to bend into the legs. Now we're going to roll off to the side quickly, but not go into fetal position. You're just going to roll onto your stomach, using the bolster for support if you wish. We're going to stay in our back bend, coming into Sphinx pose. Elbows below the shoulders. Opening into the chest. Now, if you've been practicing with me for a while, I want you just to notice how you're feeling in Sphinx. I know when I first started practicing, Sphinx was one of my least favorite poses. It felt hard, it was uncomfortable, and now I crave it. It's a pose that is so good for the spine. Great for really digestion because it lengthens everything out, allows your belly just to relax and open, and allows your vertebrae to open as well. And this is a pose that stimulates the kidney energy, so the chi in the kidneys, which helps to revitalize your energy supply. So I want you to really allow the belly and just think about the organs just to drape towards the floor. Relax your buttocks and your legs. And of course, make any adjustments you need to if your back is feeling a little ouchy. Now, at any time, if you're finding your shoulders or your back it's just getting to be a little too much, just come down and stack your hands on your forehead on your hands. Just taking a little breather, and then when you're ready, coming right back up. We're going to spend some time in Sphinx today because it's such a beautiful posture for opening up the kidney meridian. So when you think about it, the kidneys are in that low back area, sort of. So I want you just to send your energy to that area. Belly rests towards the floor. Now, this posture is a little bit easier if you can pop the ribs up onto the bolster. In this posture, if the head starts to get heavy, sometimes I like to just cradle my chin in my hands. So making any adjustments you need. Next breath. Gently release the hands so they're underneath your shoulders, and we'll push back into child's pose. So in child's pose here, arms can be extended, or if it feels better, you can bring them so that they're underneath the forehead as you bow down to the ground. And just allow yourself to rest. So knees are going to be as wide as you feel you can, shifting the hips in between, almost onto the heels. Just allowing yourself to fully surrender. Now on the next breath, let's come back up again. coming through hands and knees, settling back into Sphinx pose. One last back bend here. So I want you to really continue to breathe into the chi of the kidney meridian. As you draw a breath in and out, begin to really feel the flow of energy as you take care of your body in this pose. As you breathe in, you can refocus on the wisdom that you have learned from being here on this planet for as long as you have been. And then on each exhale, release all fear that is collected over time. Think of the wisdom as something that just replaces the fear. Once we have all the answers and truly understand with wisdom, there is no place for fear. Again, finding a position that allows you to hold. Next breath, slowly begin to rise, coming up onto the hands and knees, moving slower than you think you want to or need to, staying in that state of peace and relaxation. We're going to come up to a seated position. We're going to allow the left leg to come off to the side nice and wide and the right leg to stay in, coming into half dragonfly pose. So from here, I want you to sit tall first of all, really focusing on stacking the vertebrae right from the sit bones to the top of the head. And then from here, rather than going off to the side, we're just going to come straight forward. So you're going to notice that pull in that left inner thigh. And then slowly start to ease forward. I'll be aware of the joints. making sure that all joints are feeling okay. Using props in any way you need to. Sometimes I like to start with a bolster or a block, just helping my body adjust to the forward fold. Now, of course, you can keep your back straight if that feels good, or really just truly surrender forward, dropping the head as well. If we can drop the head and set it on something, it is always the best. Even if it's just the hands under your chin or whatever it happens to be. Take the first few breaths here to just find that position. Adjusting as you need to. Now, this pose stimulates the urinary bladder meridian. This meridian energy line starts at the inside of the eyes, goes up the forehead and across the crown and enters the brain. Then runs down the back body, parallel to the spine. The branch goes into the body at the lumbar spine and connects with the urinary bladder. Outer branches run all the way down the back of the legs and end at the little toes. So even though we can't necessarily see the energy lines, see if you can see them in your mind as even a bright white line running through the body of energy. Slowly begin to rise up. And we're going to switch right to the other side. So left leg slowly bends in. Now you really lengthened it, so it's probably going to feel a bit stiff. So using the hands as you need to, lengthening the right leg off to the side. Now setting yourself up the same way on this side, sitting tall first. Even by sitting tall, you can usually start to feel that length. So you might even decide, hey, you know what? This is enough for me right now. This side's going to feel different as well. So starting to come forward. Remembering not to push. The body says stop. That's where you stop. And just like the kidney meridian, the urinary bladder channels run down both sides of your back, along your spine and down the back of the legs. So whatever you do to the urinary bladder meridian directly affects your kidney channels and vice versa. So this forward bend is a really nice counter pose to the back bends. but also as a nice way to further enhance your kidney chi. So I want you just to really focus on using that breath to move the energy around the body. Moving energy is healthy. The more we can have that healthy flow of energy around the body, the healthier we will be. Think of a moving body of water, like a river or something that flows, is much better than a stagnant body of water. Allowing about another 45 seconds here. Making any little adjustments as you need to. Breath slowly beginning to rise up. Taking that bolster off to the side if you wish, and just allowing both legs to extend straight out. Maybe giving them a little bit of a shake. From here, sitting up nice tall spine, maybe hands by your side. And then from here, tilting that pelvis forward first. Remember, we're always leaving those sit bones behind. Top of the pelvis comes forward into that forward fold. Now you can start by keeping the back straight if that feels good, or you can also surrender down, allowing the head to rest on the hands or a block, or just allowing everything to come forward as long as there's no pain, no pressure on any of the joints. Excuse me. Now, there are three principles in yin yoga, and the first is to come into the pose to your appropriate edge. So just allowing really those stimulating sensations to be present without feeling overwhelmed or sending your body into a state of alarm. let's focus on that right now. So breathe into the back of the legs, the back, the kidneys, the urinary bladder, sending them healing energy, knowing that you are at the point of a balance between a stretch and relaxation. And the second principle of yin yoga is to just become still. Muscles are engaged, but yet stretched. And mentally, you're willing to surrender to the experience. Continuing to breathe. And the third principle of yin yoga is to hold the pose for an extended period of time. And today we've been holding for around 4 minutes a pose. Usually the standard is about 3 to 6 minutes. On the next breath, slowly begin to rise up. Taking your hands behind you, let's do a counter pose here and shine that chest to the sky. Little back bend here. And then when you're ready, let's come to the ground. Hugging the knees in towards the chest, little rock side to side. And from here, let's take the feet to the ground for just a second, lifting up those hips and shifting them to the left, allowing your knees to come off to the right. Extend your arms off to the side, head maybe off to the left. So another, again, rotation, great for the kidneys, so the urinary bladder meridian, but also digestion. As you breathe, focus on listening to the wisdom of your body. Literally asking it, what do I need to know? What do I need to know? See what comes up. Next breath. Slowly draw the knees up to the center. Before shifting to the other side, let's draw the knees in towards the chest just to realign the spine. Rocking the knees side to side a little bit. Then draw those feet to the ground, lifting your hips up to the right. Then drop the knees to the left, using any props that you might need. Hands go off to the side, head might even roll off to the right. Breathe into the body. All the organs, the meridians, the chakras. Send it love, gratitude, and healing energy as you take just a little bit more time for self-care. Next breath. Slowly begin to bring the knees up. Take the hips back to neutral. Draw the knees up towards the chest. Giving that back just a little breather, a little break. Finding, of course, any other movements that feels good in this moment. Maybe legs up, maybe legs into happy baby, just for a couple of breaths. And then when you're ready, taking those legs down into Shavasana. Legs about hip distance apart. Wrapping yourself in a blanket or a sweater, something that's comfortable for you. Hands again can rest on the belly or arms by your side. Tucking the shoulders underneath the back. Coming into rest. Feeling your body surrendering to the ground, almost even sinking into the ground. allowing yourself to just fully embrace the stillness and silence for a few moments. I'll bring you back shortly. Starting to wiggle the fingers and the toes, slowly waking up the physical body. Drawing the knees in towards the chest, gently rocking side to side. And allowing yourself to roll off to the right hand side into fetal position for just a moment. Noticing how the back feels. When you're ready, come on up slowly to comfortable seated position. Finishing in a seated focus. If you are using oils tonight, go ahead and use a drop or two here. I'm going to finish with wild orange. Beautiful citrus cleanser. Very, very great for supporting immune system when taken internally. And when inhaled, very uplifting. So this week, just remember to really focus on energizing your body, moving that flow of chi or energy, keeping your body healthy, and lots of energy flowing, increasing the vitality. Wishing you all much love, light, and many blessings. Namaste.